And welcome back to my stories on how I started a food business. The topic for this episode is food contamination and cross-contamination. As a food seller, you are expected to protect food from contamination. There are three different types of contamination that I'll be covering in this episode. The first one is physical contamination. The second one is chemical contamination, and the third one is microbiological contamination. The aim of cross-contamination and prevention of contamination in food business is to ensure that your food is kept safe from foreign body or any other pollutant contaminating the food, therefore making it unsafe to eat. There are different types of physical contamination. For instance, when something physically drops into food, if you have your staff, maybe they have not covered their hair and you have hair drop into the food, that would be a physical contamination. Chemical contamination, on the other hand, are when chemical materials pour or spill into food. For instance, if you are operating a cleaning day at the same time and you are also producing food, if you are not careful, you might contaminate the food with the chemical if it spills into the food. The third area of the microbiology one is when you have bacteria or germs lurking around, maybe in fingernails of your staff. They have not worn protective clothing from their outdoor clothing, or even on food surfaces. If you have not thoroughly cleaned and sanitized your food surfaces or any food contact surfaces, you might end up with microbiological contamination. Or even during cooking, if you have not thoroughly cooked your food, for instance, you've cooked chicken and maybe it should have been cooked for an hour, 30 minutes or 90 minutes, you have undercooked it, there might be the possibility of food poisoning in that, or microbiological bacteria still present in that food, so therefore causing risk to the public. So in order to get things right, you have to have a policy in your business. The first thing to do is to identify all your recipe, the menu, the ingredients that go into your food making, and find out what you think are hazards or risks that might cause cross-contamination of food. So make a list of those things and then put a system in place to control or prevent such risk happening, or at least reduce the risk of such happening in your business. You need to use things like segregation or separation of processes. When you are preparing chicken, for instance, that is raw poultry with high risk of bacteria in it, it's not a good time to also produce salad. So these are separating tasks. When you finish, maybe you've produced the poultry, the personnel would have to wash their hands thoroughly, clean off all the surfaces and move on to the next task. In between the tasks, they have to have sanitized as well to make sure that all the germs from the chicken is not going to be going into the vegetables and the salad that they will be preparing. The other aspect as well is storage. When you are storing food, you have to store high-risk products from low-risk products. For instance, in the fridge, you put in things like meats that might be dripping with blood in a covered container and place it at the bottom of the fridge. And then things like salad, milk, and simple things, you place those ones, you store them at the top of the fridge. This prevents cross-contamination of food because, for instance, if you have put your chicken or your meat at the top of the fridge and you have maybe cheese or butter or something simple at the bottom of the fridge, the dripping of blood from the top can go into products stored at the bottom of the fridge, and this can cause food poisoning. So separation and segregation of processes or products would help you in the food business not to have cases of cross-contamination. The other aspect also that the other method people, caterers or food producers use is color coding. You can use materials, equipment that are color coded. For instance, chopping board. the green ones will be used for things like salad and vegetables, and you can use the red one for meat and the blue one for fish. So once you get this right, you will be able to avoid food contamination in the food business. There are also things like knives or cleaning mops. There will be mops with different color handles that you can use in the kitchen area. You use the red one, for instance, in the toilet area. So just keeping things color coded, that would help and enable your staff get things right as well. Also operating a good cleaning system, because once you thoroughly clean and sanitize every food contact surfaces, you would have lower risk of bacteria growing in your kitchen. The other area that you can do also is the training of your staff to make sure they operate a thorough hand washing system, the 20-second washing of hands. I've dealt with that under food safety topic in the previous episode. The final thing that you have to also know is that you must also train your staff to understand why they are doing what they are doing, because if they do not understand why they are doing things, they will just ignore you when you have trained them. So you must let them know that the implication of food getting contaminated can lead to somebody dying. So once they know the implication of it, they will follow all the rules, and your policies that you have put in place in your business will be adhered to it. I hope I've been able to help you in this area of getting things right and preventing your business from food contamination and health officer problems. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.